Alright, so before we get on to the rant, I just want to say congratulations to Everton and Martinez. They exploited our weaknesses perfectly. Alright, so I'm not being a biased prick. Everton deserved the points, and that's because they knew how to play against us. And that is literally, alright, it sounds as though I'm having a go with Everton for this, but I'm not. This is what they did, alright? Play 8 men behind the ball, have 2 people ready on the counter, and then for set pieces, have big, strong, tall players to head the ball in. That's basically how they defeated us, and it worked perfectly. Alright, we were piss poor, right? I'm not having any of this BS that we were great with possession. No, we weren't. That was one of the worst possession football games I've seen us play this season, alright? Yeah, we kept 65% of the ball, but what the fuck did we do with it? Honestly, nothing. Alright, I was really confident heading into this game, right? The only change is Falcao was brought off for Daley Blind, alright? This proves Daley Blind can't play in that CDM role, alright? As much as I like Daley Blind, alright, he played so much better at the left back. He's got to compete with Luke Shaw for that left back spot, or maybe play a centre mid. He can't play as the holding DM. Reason for that, his passes are just sideways. He doesn't look for the ball forward. And Herrera will be much more suited to that CDM role when Carrick isn't there, because he finds the ball. He can also tackle as well. He finds space for the players, and yeah, it was just fucking shocking. Alright, the defending was woeful. Smalling was the best player on the pitch. He was the only one that looked consistently good, alright. Luke Shaw was good going forward. Alright, he made a good interception, but apart from that, he wasn't that good in defence. McNair, again, good at intercepting, was great at running forward with the ball, but just was terrible defensively, alright. His positioning, he got manhandled by Lukaku. That's really his fault. He's 19, alright. Rojo and Jones are injured, and thank fuck Evans wasn't there, because we would have lost 7-0, because he is just awful, alright? He didn't even make the bench. That's one of the highlights of today. Evans wasn't even in the starting 18, even though he served his 6-match ban for spitting at Papis Dembélé. Anyway, enough of that shit. Valencia shows why we need a right back, alright? He's been good in recent games against Manchester City, etc., against Liverpool, but today he was fucking criminally shit, alright? He ran past a few players, alright, he did that well against Coleman, but defensively, nah, he's not a right back, and it showed today. Rafael's out for the rest of the season, so we're just going to have to cope with Valencia for the last 4 games, and we're going to fucking have to up our performances, but that's why we need someone like Klein. We need a default right back, maybe even 2, alright, because if we sell Rafael, Valencia as a right back, no, it just doesn't work, alright. The midfield, again, it was just pointless possession, alright. Mata had a quiet game, his passing was alright, but, you know, he's one of my favourite players, and for his standards, terrible. Alright, just generally, Rooney wasn't even in the game, Young wasn't in the game, so many players were shouted out. Fellaini was shit. He got subbed off for Falcao. I like Fellaini, he's been amazing recently, but he was limited in this game. Should have made it 1-1 early on with a chance he had that he skewered over the bar. Alright, early on, yeah, it's basically a Mata cross that gets headed out and it's not defended well. Counter-attacks, again, we can't defend counter-attacks. It's fucking piss poor. Great play by Everton to manage to give it to, is it McCarthy? And he skips through, McNair slices his clearance, 1-0. There you go, basically just slots it in past De Gea, who didn't have his best game either, even though he made a wonder save at the end of the game. But yeah, the second goal, oh, what was this again? It was, oh yeah, it was a corner, and Stones gets a header. Again, shit set piece defending. Like, we can't defend set pieces. We're not very good at fucking attacking them either, because we only try and give it to Fellaini or Smalling. There's no one else there who can head the ball in, which is unfortunate. Alright, and then after the half, again, we're creating chances though. We had chance after chance after chance. We just couldn't. They weren't proper chances. They were getting blocked. They were getting intercepted. They were getting red really easily. It was just fucking shambolic. And then, yeah, the third goal comes in with the most woeful defense. This is almost as bad as Spurs yesterday when they kept slipping and they kept hitting the ball and shit like that, alright? Basically, the ball's played through. Lukaku's miles offside. He leaves the ball. Valencia, in particular, was like, alright, yeah, that's job done. Morales sprints in. He's been subbed on, alright? I did say before the game I was glad Morales didn't start, and this is why. Morales slipped in. He sees that Lukaku's leaving the ball. The rest of our defence asleep. He pounces on it, 3-0. Fucking 3-0 against Everton at Goodison Park, alright? The scoreline flatters them a little bit, but to be honest, we need this, alright? We need a massive defeat. Sounds stupid, but we do. This shows that top four isn't over, right? We're getting far too complacent. So many of our fans were like, oh yeah, top four's done and dusted. Yeah. No, it's not, alright? Liverpool, if they win their game in hand, are 4 points behind us. There's 4 games left. We need to pick up maximum points, alright? And yeah, this result will hopefully show Louis van Gaal and the players that they need to up their performance. It's not... You know, we need to find a way of beating a team that'll just sit 8 men, 9 men, 10 men behind the ball. We need to do it because we've got West Brom at home next, Palace away. Again, both of those sides are winnable games. Palace have been not very good recently. Alright, they've lost 2 in a row. West Brom, on the other hand, have been pretty decent. Then we've got Arsenal at the Emirates, and we need to make a fucking statement there because I'm sick of that BS about, oh, Danny Welbeck, because he scored a tap in. Anyway, next game. The last game of the season, we've got Hull away, which potentially Hull might be fighting for relegation there. So, you know, big games. We need 12 points after this. This worst result of our season, alright? This is worse than Leicester, worse than MK Dons. 3-0 to Everton at Goodison Park. Biggest loss in the league in terms of goal difference this season. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Obviously, you're delighted if you're a rival of Manchester United. If you're a Man United fan, I feel your pain. And let's get the points at West Brom next week.